Bookish friends, welcome and welcome back to my channel. My name is Drew and this is Drew's Ambitious Reading. And for today's video, I am here to do part 2 of my November book haul. So this is definitely filmed on a different day and I'm so sorry about that. But hopefully now that I charge my camera and it won't flash on me like it did last time, hopefully we're all set. And let's just jump into where we left off. The last book that I talked about in part 1 video was Love Light Farms by B.K. Borison. This is the first book of a new to me series and a new to me author. This is an adult romance contemporary or adult romance series. I think there's 4 books in here and this one has 2 best friends falling in love. So, or they're trying to fake date, I should say. It says 2 best friends fake date to reach their holiday happily ever after in this first romantic comedy in the Love Light series. My friend Crystal, who is from karate, she recommended this one to me and I'm excited to read it this month because I'm trying to do, spoiler alert, I'm going to be doing a week of reading holiday stories, so hopefully I won't get confused with all of them, but I hope I still love them all. So very stoked for this one. The next books I have are some books I bought throughout the month. Excuse me. Some books I bought throughout the month. Along with the Love Light Farm, when I went book shopping for that book, I finally bought myself a copy of Never a Hero by Vanessa Lynn. This is book 2 of the Only a Monster trilogy. I'm not sure if there's an actual name for it, but spoiler alert for my November wrap-up, I read Only a Monster in November and I really enjoyed it. I buddy read it with my friend Heather, so I'll leave Heather's stuff down below. But I'm so excited to jump into book 2. This is also on my Merry Bookmas TBR, which you should have seen that already. So that will be up above or down in the description box below. But I'm excited to jump into this one as well. And then the only bad thing is I have to wait so long for book 3. Book 3 comes out early August, so I will have to wait a couple months for book 3 if I do read it this month. But yeah, this is going to be read very soon because I'm in the middle of a Christmas story right now. The next book I got, I actually want to show you the books I got at Target, I think. Yeah. So the other one that I got at Target was Games Untold. And when Target had the buy 2 get the 3rd book for free book sale back in November, I got 2 other books. 2 of them was on my Amazon wish list. So I was like, why not just buy them for myself? And so that one is The Fate of Magic by Sarah Rosh and Beth Revis. This is book 2 and the finale to the Night of the Witch duology. Again, I don't know what the actual series name is. I haven't read book 1 yet, but when I saw that this was part of the deal, I was like, let's just get it because I know I'm going to read book 1 eventually. Book 1 is on my top 10 before the end of the year TBR as well. So hopefully I'll get to it in the month of December. If not, I'll start the series in 2025 and hopefully wrap the series up as well. I won't say what this one is about. I believe we pick up right where you left off in book 1, I think, if my research was correct. But yeah, I have book 2 on hand, on deck if I want to read the series next year. And then this one is the first book of a new series. This is a middle grade fantasy novel, and I bought this because it had sprayed and stenciled edges, as you can see, and also it's about dragons. And I never read anything by this author, but I hear his work are amazing. And that is The Last Dragon on Mars by Scott Rickinson. This is the first book of the Dragon Ship series. I'm super stoked for this. I don't know too much about this one. This one says, keep your eyes down and keep your feet moving, or this planet will arrest you. That's what Laura Jones tells the other kids at the relocation clinic. All of them were born on Mars, a planet that never wanted people in the first place. With resources scarce and hope even scarier, it is easier to get distracted looking up. After all, their ascendance descends from the stars. Sounds amazing. Hopefully I'll love this one, and I don't know how long the series will be, but it's the first of a brand new series, so hopefully we'll have some book news about how long this universe will be. Also, this cover is just so creepy with the eye. Like, what? So, very stoked to jump into this as well. Next is my November Owlcrate book, so spoiler alert for those who haven't got the box yet. But for this one, this is another new to me author, and this is also the author's debut novel as well. And that is For She Is Wrath by Emily Varga. This is a YA fantasy standalone novel, and this has a beautiful cover with Owlcrate. The back says, "Sometime it is those we trust the most who will betray us." So true. And then we got these beautiful stenciled sprayed edges. We have artwork on the end papers, beautiful artwork on the cover, and then more artwork on the back. And then, of course, we have the reverse dust jacket as well. So stunning. And, of course, as always, it's signed by the author, and it comes with an author letter as well. So, super stoked to be reading this. I don't know too much about this one, but let's read it together, shall we? This one says, 364 days, framed for a crime she didn't commit. Diana counts down her days in prison until she can exact revenge on Mazin, the boy responsible for her downfall. The boy she once loved and still can't forget. When she discovers a fellow prisoner may have the key to achieving this vengeance, a stolen dungeon treasure, they execute a daring escape together and search for the hidden treasure. Ooh, a daring escape and one person who used to fall in love with the other. I feel like this is going to be like another cat and mouse trope type of book, which if it's anything like Heartless Hunter, I will definitely love this one. But yeah, don't know too much about it except for what I read out loud and from the author letter, but this is a very stunning edition. Then I sequel that is it's already out in December as I'm filming this, but I got this early, which I know we're not supposed to, but I saw it out early on Black Friday at my Barnes & Noble, and I was like, let me just buy this, even though it's a sequel. I read book 1 earlier in January of this year and absolutely loved it. So book 2 is my highly anticipated sequel, and that is To Shatter the Night by Catherine Quinn. This is book 2, and I think the finale of this duology, if I'm not mistaken. Like I said, I've read book 1 earlier in January and absolutely loved it. I gave it 5 stars, so I'm excited to see how this one is going to continue, and also how this one is going to end. This has sprayed edges with the blue. Really love this blue as well. But yeah, one of my highly anticipated reads of the year, and I finally have it in my hands. Hopefully, again, I'll read it in December. If I don't read it in December, I'll read it in January. Speaking of holiday stories, I have one more in this book haul, and that is Flopping in Winter Wonderland by Jason June. This is Jason June's newest novel. He's a mixed author with me. Like, some of his books I love, some of them I haven't loved, which kind of sucks because he's a queer author. But anyways, this is a YA contemporary that is a male-male romance novel too, so we love reading male-male. And this is all Aaron wants for Christmas is for his brother Casey to get over his ex Raquel. He preferred not to be at a winter wonderland, the island north of Alaska that's home to a year-round Christmas theme park. But Casey loves Christmas, so here they are. Unfortunately for Aaron, Casey is determined to do anything to win Raquel back. So trying to get back with the exes may not be a good idea, but it's a cute Christmas rom-com. And again, if I don't get to it in December, I'll definitely read it sometimes in 2025. Next is a series that I have that is completed. I read book 1 earlier this year via my library, and I loved it so much that I wanted to buy myself a copy, and that is the Sing Me to Sleep duology by Gabby Bruton. I bought Sing Me to Sleep, which is book 1, and Drown Me with Dreams by Gabby Bruton, obviously. I still need to read book 2. I would love to read it in the month of December if I can. Decembers have ambitious goals. I want to wrap up this duology because I literally just need to read this one. And I do have book 2's audiobook from my Libby account right now. So honestly, I just need to hit play and listen to it. I'm nervous to see how this wraps up because there was a character death in book 1 that I was so sad about, so I'm nervous to see how it's gonna go in book 2 and if it will hurt my feelings or not. But this is a siren story, and I read this for, I want to say, Marci's readathon. I forgot what her readathon name is called. I'll leave Marci channel down below. I forgot what readathon it was, but it was to read a book with water on the cover, and this definitely has water all over it. So I'm very happy to say I've enjoyed this, gave this 4 stars, and I'm hoping to continue on with book 2. I'm not going to say too much about the sequel, but this is like a Little Mermaid retelling, but a bit darker. So if you love that, definitely check this out. And then another one that I got from Amazon was a new Star Wars book, that is. And so I'm going to be reading The Eye of Darkness by George Mann. This is the newest book, well, new to me, book in the High Republic series. I'm actually caught up on this universe. Yay! I'm so happy. So the past 3 months, I've been trying to read all the Star Wars book that I need for the High Republic series. And spoiler alert for my last 2 monthly wrap-ups, you guys will see I've caught up with it, and I even bought The Eye of Darkness because this is the next one I need to read in the series. I know phase 3, or is it phase 4? I think phase 4 is about to start in January, so I definitely need to get caught up soon, but I'm stoked to see what this one's about. My friend Charlie said she cried in this one, so I'm nervous for that, but hopefully I'll love it. Speaking of a series that I got this month, I got a finale to a series that I need to complete as well. And that is A Wild and Ruined Song by Ashley Shuttleworth. This is the 4th and final book in the Hollow Star saga by Ashley Shuttleworth, obviously. I won't talk too much about this one, just know that it's one of my most anticipated reads for the month of November, and I finally got it in my hands, and I'm hoping to read book 3 sometimes this month. Again, repetitive. If I don't, I'll read it in 2025. And then the next couple books I got were from Barnes & Noble, and so I got Legend of the White Snake by Sheer Lee. This is my first book by this author. I know she's a well-known contemporary author as well for the young adult genre, so it's quite interesting to see a contemporary author go to fantasy, or vice versa, see a fantasy author go to contemporary genre. This one I don't know too much about. This is honestly just like a cover buy for me, and I've been seeing it all over my For You page on TikTok. This one says, Our Headstrong Prince, A Hidden Identity, A Love Story for the Ages. One thing I love about fantasy books is the hidden identity trope, so anything with that buzzword in the synopsis or on the back of the book, I literally buy immediately, so don't need to know too much about it. So pretty. It's a fantasy standalone novel too, so if I love it, I'll let you guys know. If I don't, I'm gonna be so sad. I don't have room to fit my books. And then the other book I got at Barnes, well, there's another one I got at Barnes. And that is The Blood Orchid by Kylie Lee Baker. This is the second and final book in the... Oh my gosh, what's the first book called? Oh, The Scarlet Alchemist. I read that earlier this year, back in April. Absolutely loved it. This was supposed to come out in October of this year, but it got pushed back to November, which kind of stink that it got pushed back. But I'm happy that it's out now because I'm curious to see where we're going to pick up from book 1, because book 1 had a huge cliffhanger, and I gave book 1 5 stars. So again, if I want to continue, or if I want to wrap up some series this month, I'm hoping this one will be wrapped up soon. If not, we'll wrap it up early 2025. And then this one I had my eye on for a while. This is by an auto-buy author for me. I love Kirsten White. And when she had a new adult thriller. I don't know if this is thriller or fantasy. You guys will have to let me know down in the comments below. But that is Lucy Undying by Kiersten White. This is her newest novel. It's also a standalone novel too, but this cover is so creepy and it's so perfect for fall too. A lot of authors I know on here blurbed it, like Heather Walters, Ava Reed, Erin A. Craig, Chloe Gong, and Rin Shapeko. Katie Roberts blurbed this as well, so that's very exciting. It says, Dracula changed her, love will transform her. Dun dun dun. As a Dracula retelling from Lucy's point of view, I feel like this will be a perfect book to read in the fall time of next year. This says, a vampire escapes the thrall of Dracula and embarks on her own search for self-discovery and true love in this epic and seductive gothic fantasy. Who knew I will be reading some gothic fantasy this year? Not me. So again, I'm saving this for October because I feel like this will be perfect for that time of year. The next book, I'm actually going to be reading this early on in 2025. This is my friend Clint over at Reads a Reader. This is his book club pick for the month of March for Fictional Fall Book Club. And in the month of March, they are going to be reading Fear the Flames by Olivia Rose Darling. This was another book I got during the Black Friday book haul, book sale, whatever it's called. And this one says, I will find a way to defy death itself to keep you here. We have a deal. Like, what? And it was so funny when I went to go check this book out at the cashier. The lady that I had, she's like, oh, I read this in like one day. It was so good. Knowing your reading taste, Drew, you'll definitely love this. And I was like, ooh, that has me even more excited to read it because she already knows my reading taste. It says, an exiled prince teams up with the last man she thought she could trust in the start of a dazzling and unforgettable epic fantasy romance series. And I know book 2 just got a cover reveal for this series as well. And I think book 2 comes out in July of next year. Question mark? Who knows? And then the last one that I got during the Black Friday book sale was The Half King by Melissa Landers. I'm actually going to be ready reading this with my friend Taylor here. I don't know if we're going to do it this month or if we're going to save it for January. But this is one of those very pretty books from the Red Tower Book Company. Like, look at these stenciled edges. Yes, please. I'm so stoked. I was also happy to see that this was $3 off at my local Barnes & Noble. So this says, a kingdom of secrets, a palace of lies, and a curse that could shatter her world. Dun, dun, dun. All I know is this is adult fantasy standalone novel. There's also, there's also pretty artwork on the inside too. And also on the naked hardcover as well. But yeah, super stoked to be reading this, and I'm going to be buddy reading this with my friend Taylor as well. So hopefully Taylor and I will love this one. And then getting down to the last 4 books of this book haul are my 4 picks for Book of the Month. If you don't know, Book of the Month is a book subscription box where you get 1 monthly credit and sometimes 2 to 3 add-ons depending on how you do it. I got 4 books because they were 4 of my anticipated releases. 2 of them are new to me authors and 2 of them are anticipated reads. So one of them is a sequel / finale in this duology, and that is Where the Library Hides by Isabel Ibanez. This is book 2 to What the River Knows, which I hauled earlier in part 1, and I loved What the River Knows. I gave that one 4 stars earlier this year, so I'm excited to see how this series is going to wrap up as a duology, and I've been hearing nothing but amazing things about this sequel so far, so can't wait to jump into it. And then we have a first book of a new series and a new to me author, and that is Bloodguard by C.C. Robinson. This is a first book of adult fantasy, and look at these stenciled edges. I love sprayed edges and stenciled edges as well. This is a gladiator story, so it says 100 years, 10,000 of gladiators, and today only one will rise. Everything in the kingdom of Arrow is a lie. Leith of Grey thought coming to this new land and volunteering to fight in the gladiator arena. Vicious, bloodthirsty tournaments where only the strongest survives. What? So stoked for this. I do know my friend Taylor also has this one, so maybe we'll probably read this in 2025 as well. Second to last book of this book haul is a new to me author, and I hear this author was an indie author as well, so it's pretty cool to see that not only is Book of the Month picking up indie authors, but they're also just big publishing houses are also picking up indie authors. And so that is The Road of Bones by Demi Winters. This is book 1 of the Ashen series, and oh my gosh, this is so chunky, and it's also like a heavy hardcover too. I think this is like one of my chunkier Book of the Month editions that I have as well. So super nervous for that, but I don't remember too much about this one. This one says, "Let them think us lambs when truly we are wolves." And it says, in this epic and immersive Viking-inspired romantic fantasy, a woman fleeing a ruthless assassin accidentally joined forces with a group of mercenaries and must use all her cunning to escape with her life and her heart intact. What? It sounds so good, and I hope I love it because it's by a debut author. Last but not least is an author I know I will love from, and also I know my friend Taylor has this book as well, and so we might be reading this one in 2025, and that is The Courting of Bristol Keats by Mary E. Pearson. This is the same author of the Kiss of Deception trilogy and Dance of Thief duology. I love the Kiss of Deception trilogy. I haven't read Dance of Thief yet because I don't own book 2 of that duology. Maybe I will next year. But this is book 1 of a new adult fantasy. Again, another chunky fantasy as well. So super nervous for the size of this one. But hopefully having my friend Taylor buddy read this one with me, hopefully we'll both love it. This says, dangerous fae, dark secrets, addictive romance. After losing both their parents, Bristol Keats and her sister struggled to stay afloat in their small, quiet town of Keeps. When Bristol begins to receive letters from an aunt she never heard of who promised she can help, she reluctantly agrees to meet and discovers that everything she thought she knew about her family is a lie. Like, what? All these summaries sound so good, and I just need to get onto these books to read them because they sound so amazing. So there you have it. That is everything in my November book haul. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please give me a big thumbs up. Hit that subscribe button and turn your notification on so you don't miss any new videos coming from me soon. And if you loved today's video, let's do a... Let's do a dragon emoji. If there's not a dragon emoji, we can do a sword emoji because there's a lot of swords on covers. I noticed that. So leave a dragon emoji or sword emoji down in the comments below, and I'll talk to you guys later. Have a great night. Love you guys. Bye.